Hello Capricorn, this is your forecast for June 2017, and we have a glorious month ahead now that Jupiter is turning direct, right? And where is that showing up in your chart? I'm seeing this beautiful love, this expansion, this joy, the generosity that is again come to show up in your area of career. And you've been waiting patiently these last few months. It might have been like up against the wall where things have stalled, been waiting for you. But you know what? Not only is it going to open the door, but I feel there's blessings coming your way, Capricorn, and you will see the benefits that Jupiter will be bringing you in spite of the slowdown as it was retrograding. Now, Jupiter in Libra is also all about you balancing your values. We're not just talking career, but the 10th house is about your goals, those things that you're wanting to achieve, that you have kind of like drawn up on the horizon there for yourself too. And it's just this happy-go-lucky energy, which is, you know, everything Jupiter, which is going to put a smile back on your face. But this month also is pretty much now showing that relationships are going to be important as Mars is going to be moving into your 7th house. After the 4th, so the first couple of days, you're kind of like wrapping up whatever you've been doing there in the 6th house for health. You've been looking at that, and maybe your health has been a little up and down. Maybe you've had a lot of colds, flus, that kind of thing, because Mars can really do that when he's active in this area, but that's starting to lift as well. So Mars is really going to be picking up everything relationships. There's actions, there's more communication, more dynamics coming to the forefront. You're going to be a little bit more the one taking lead and initiation, and I think that you'll like that. But plus also expect that men in your life might be a little bit more Marsy right now, and this is because Mars will be heading into your 7th house. Now the Sun, though, will still be working on your day-to-day routine, kind of like getting your ducks in a row, right? Every once in a while we square off that desk so that we can become more efficient in the way that we use our day, so we don't waste time on a lot of stupid small little things, having to look for it. You just know exactly where it's at. That really brings the energy up to spiff. Mercury, though, having been in its retrograde, it kind of slowed us down there for a little bit, but now here in the 5th house, this is a month of joy. Why? Well, the 5th house is always about your self-expression, your creativity, fun time, leisure, hobbies, that kind of situations that I see that you can really now bring up to the surface. And I see you exchanging a lot of creative thoughts and ideas too. Mercury communicates, so you're going to be like this about all those fun and jovial things in your life this month. Venus, though, is finalizing a journey where it's been in the 4th house, so here in May, probably a lot of family situations get together and shared time. And I feel that has all been very, very good. Venus, though, will be moving in and joining Mercury in this 5th house area of leisure, fun, and hobbies, but it's also a very romantic place to have Venus because it's all about the heart, it's all about expressing those things, and having Mars up there in the 7th house. So between Venus in the 5th, Mars in the 7th, what do you got? You got it going. This is your month for relationships, to see how things can really start now after a period of good fertilization. Pluto is still in your 1st house doing its thing. It is retrograde, will be until that late September. So that has taken a little bit of a back step, and I think you are just actually liking it. We don't really feel those outer planets in our day-to-day life, but it's where we're processing, where we are maturing, where we're growing, where we're transforming our new selves. So that's kind of like over to the side, while your day-to-day life is going to be that much more busy for you. But let's start off top of the month. We got a decision here on the 1st, and I could see how it's the Sun opposing Saturn, and that is your ruler, right? So you're kind of up against, like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? The Sun being in the 6th house, Saturn is in your 12th house. So for you, it's all about what What do you want to bring to the surface? Where do you choose to spend your time? Sixth house is all about organizing, getting those things ready, right? But then Saturn is like wanting to procrastinate, hold back a little bit. It's not as quick and on its feet because you're thinking, I'm resting here. Saturn is retrograde, right? Until August 26th. However, though, coming to the 3rd and 4th, beautiful days here. Venus is bringing you a surprise, and Venus is currently in your 4th house, family. So it's from family you can come to get the unexpected from Uranus. I feel Uranus, which is for you, in your 4th house as well. This conjunction is maybe somebody's going to surprise you. Maybe it could be a family member. It could be a gift, because Venus loves gifts. It could be money matters and so forth. And I feel it's not just a little thing, Capricorn. It feels like it could be a good thing, a big thing. This is because the Sun, which is you, and Jupiter, which is always big in size, right? So this could be a sizable gift, probably, or money that you might be hearing about. If you're thinking about buying or selling property, well, it is your 4th house for home, roots, family, real estate, and so forth. Whatever the deal is, the 3rd of June is a fantastic day. On the 4th, though, just make sure that all communications run smoothly. This is because Neptune is coming into the picture, and whenever it's challenged, especially by square opposition, well, then we might have some misunderstandings going on, because Neptune can create muddled waters, right? Then we also have Mars changing signs. This is the 4th, moving out of your day-to-day routine and your health sector. It's moving into that romantic area of your chart. We know now that that's going to be picking up the energy like we were talking about initially. But also, I'm seeing how Venus is changing signs on the 6th. And this is out of Aries, where you might have just felt you've been leading the game, right? Taking on that leadership role. Now it's all about securing it. When Venus is in Taurus, we feel more quality-oriented, where we're wanting to secure the things that we love and things that we believe in, or if it's profits, money matters, those kind of things. But you're going to feel that this is going to start upping itself from the 6th and onwards. But let's talk about the romantic evening of the month. We actually got 2 this month. The first one here is on the 9th, and that is when Venus and Mars are coming together, doing the dance. Venus is romance, and Mars is all about passion. I feel this is definitely something that you want to make the most use of. So don't sit at home, go out, celebrate, have a great time, especially if you're single. You might come to meet somebody on this day. On the 13th, here's more good news, this time being delivered from Jupiter. Mercury is always the messenger and our communication, so it could be a text, it could be a phone call, it could be somebody that you're interacting with. But Jupiter is bringing in this new perspective, and on the 13th, Jupiter is direct, which it turned on the 10th. So even though it's moving slowly, but she is awake, right? Some of you will say he about Jupiter. I don't really. Sometimes I say he or she. It's like Father, Mother, God, right? But 13th, great day to receive good news. On the 14th, I feel, yes, we needed to be a little careful with that Neptune, but more decisions to come in, just like we had there on the 1st. This is more like, where do I spend my energy? Which direction do I choose? As if something very important is, or has, should I say, come into your life there at the top of the month. You're revisiting that. Mercury is now up against Saturn, just like the Sun was. So now you're more mentally thinking it through, maybe having a conversation so you can feel a little bit more settled and at ease to make that decision. On the 20th, the second romantic evening of the month, we were speaking of Venus and Mars. Now this is Venus and Neptune. Now, if Venus is all about love and romance, Neptune is on steroids, okay? It's the higher octave of Venus, and so it is ultra romantic, it's more like that soulmate twin flame type energy. If you are single, you might meet that very special person where you're feeling there is that dharmic relationship connection, that sense of recognition. And for those of you in a relationship or married, you know, this is just a very divine time for the two of you to really unite on very deeper spiritual levels. But for all of you artists, let's not forget about you guys, because why? Both Venus and Neptune are ruled by these two planets. It's expression in colors, forms, shapes, movement, and so forth. Neptune has more with music, the fine arts, the visual, the flowing nature of it. Think about the ocean that flows, right? So bringing the two of these together, if you compose, you will just be downloading incredible, beautiful tones that share with us. We all want to hear that, right? And if it is, if you're a painter, sculptor, that kind of thing, well, that will come out too. So the 20th, beautiful time. And the 21st, though, both the Sun and Mercury will be changing signs, where it has been cruising in the sign of Gemini. So up to this point of the month, I feel communication has been very important. Anything with papers, contracts, that kind of thing, or reviews, interviews, well, that is now going to take a step back. And now these planets are moving into your 7th house, joining Mars, which is already there. So more focus here, Capricorn, on your relationship area. On the 24th, a very, very passionate, powerful day. This is Venus and Pluto. So if Venus is love and romance, Pluto, all that intensity, well, we could say this is a very intense type energy on this day. But both of them also rules money and profits. So if Venus rules money on this scale, Pluto rules it on this scale. Now, we know Jupiter brings a lot, right? But Pluto, being such a small planet, it's Jupiter on steroids when it comes to it. If it wants to deliver good money, it will, and it has a beautiful relationship here with Venus. So mark the 24th of June on your calendar for any good news, deal, or proposition that will be coming your way. It is a great day. 25th, though, be a little careful as far as choices go. You might act a little ahead of yourself, maybe without looking at all sides of a situation. Mars can be very Marsy and want what it wants, right, and leap without looking. But Jupiter's on the other end, so, you know, especially if you're going to be spending big money, be careful with it unless you do your research first, knowing that you're going to get what you're paying for. So we're ending the month on great communication. It feels like a very, very spiritual time. So in the overall here for June, it's great. We haven't talked about the moons quite yet, but we do have the full moon on the 9th. And for you, Capricorn, that is showing up here in your 12th house, which is the subconsciousness. It's your spiritual self. This area is going to be illuminated. Great time to meditate, do yoga, or do those things that you do when you're secluded, you know, in your own mind space. The new moon, it will be on the 24th. This is showing up in your relationship area for long-term partnerships or anybody you work with one-on-one. This is opening up the doors, planting new seeds for what can come down the road in your interaction with your partner. So this is a beautiful time to place your intentions that you want more of this good energy. So this is what I have for you here in June. I'm already looking at July, and you know what? It's exciting. So I'll see you next month. Listen to your moon and your rising sign. See you soon.